bet you're the musical sort. You've thought about taking up the lute. I got a few ready to go, all freshly strung. A shame. Everyone's got a melody in them, you just gotta look. My brother Laszlo couldn't carry a tune in a bucket when he were a wee thing. Now, he's got the voice of an angel.
Farewell, lad.
Before you, a statue reaches her arms blindly for the sun-drenched skies. The shadows of the pillars around her dance and weave, wreathing her in their dark embrace.
A lake of death fog, and the bridge appears to be down.
Someone wants to discourage visitors.
There must be a way across. What lies ahead looks even less welcoming.
Greetings and salutations. Have no fear, we mean you no harm. No harm, no harm, no harm, no harm, no harm.
The being sniffs the air in your direction and licks his lips. He moves a couple of paces towards you, his eyes hungry and entranced. He abruptly slaps himself in the face and halts his advance.
My manners, master would not be pleased. He awaits you west of here. He will not harm you. Others may.
He doesn't respond at first. Instead, he stares, consuming you with his eyes. He bites his frayed lower lip, drawing blood.
Master is master. He wants you to go to him west of here. A servant. A loyal servant.
He wrings his hands as he answers you, wrings them bloody.
Loyal and hungry. Go now. Save your questions from master. Spare me your presence.
The statue is a striking sight, a sizzling blue totem on a blood-red isle. Even stranger, a shard of polished iron peeks from under the statue's base. There's something hidden beneath this massive sculpture. The bitter air warms as you near the stone monument. You are relieved of the past's nightmares and the future's burdens. All that matters is now. This shrine fills you with a sense of peace. Your body is still. Before you, a statue reaches up. Before you, a statue reaches as you step closer to... You might expect the stone figure was welcoming you to the island, were it not engulfed in threatening blue flame. Even a triple-sized troll couldn't make the statue budge. Whatever the stone figure guards remains a mystery, at least for now.
Sweet sir, handsome sir, seek out our master. He wants you. Wants you.
She gives you a coy little smile. Her mouth is crowded with dozens of tiny, sharp teeth. Shreds of rotten flesh are lodged between them. The hulking brute recoils slightly from you and gestures towards deeper in the island.
My master has use for you. Make haste, if you please.
The foul creature greets you with a grotesque parody of a courtly bow in a failed effort to hide the hungry gleam in his eyes.
Master awaits you. West of here. Go, now!
He shoves his gnarled fist to his maw and bites down on his knuckles. His response reaches your ears as a muffled plea.
A loyal servant. Loyal servant. I have no more answers. Master awaits you to the west. To the west!
The being lurches forward once more. Mid-stride, he catches himself and transforms the movement into a servile bow. He barely seems to notice your repeated question at first. His eyes are dark pools in which your reflection is drowning.
You are so delicious. Please, go west. My master awaits.
Okay.
He has faith in
Let's see what this
darling.
master
That is all
wants.
we need. How can I tell if he's to be trusted?
You don't need me to tell you that.
Ah, there you are, and with just the little demonic host I've been looking for. You don't mind if I have a word with Ms. Losa, do you? I was just curious about the progress of your little hunt.
Not much to report, but not for lack of trying. Any idea where I can find that Jahan fella you mentioned?
My friends here tell me that demonologist I mentioned isn't far from here. Off the island somewhere, they say. Do go have a chat with him. You won't regret it. Take care of yourself, Losa.
The lizard's eyes are dark as polished coal, void of all light. A faint frost seems to cover the cracked and broken scales around his mouth.
You have a reputation for both malfeasance and chaos. Imagine my surprise when it took you so long to find your way here. I see the miasma surrounding our islet certainly did not hinder you. Well, here you stand, in the flesh, so to speak. And a finer collection of corpusculae I never have seen. I trust you are not opposed to a mutually beneficial accord between civil and gentle persons. You may spout jovialities from dawn until dusk, but I assure you that our situation is not a mirthful one. I am here at the behest of my master to offer you a simple exchange, an offer of aid for the promise of aid, the epitome of civil reciprocity. You and he possess a common foe. The power behind the Voidwoken has made our lives hell, so to speak, since the Divine Order unleashed death fog against the Black Ring and those darling woodland creatures. And as the gods have shirked their duty, perhaps we could come to a mutually beneficial arrangement pertaining to both of our objectives. Indeed, I can offer you the source channel that you seek forthwith, as a gesture of good faith. Excellent. My master has found your kind to be an eternally pragmatic group. The issue at hand is a simple one. We have suffered a Black Ring incursion into our sacred groves. They surround a tree that sits at the heart of this fair isle. Once the Black Ring have been eliminated, I have been authorized to send you on your way with that which you pursue, the location of the Council of Seven. But first, we shall see that you are fit. First, we shall grant you power beyond that of your meager mortal mind.
The lizard's hand lashes out, the palm landing flat on your forehead. You feel a cold pain start to spread across your skull, but deep within you, something stirs.
There is neither enigmatic lore nor magical jewel required to open the channels of Source. It is enough to seize it with sufficient force of will, to know that all creatures are nothing but Source and vain hope.
You feel the pull of a far-off connection. You feel the dungeon, the red organic tendrils binding you. Your ears are filled with screams, and you're surprised to find they are your own. Cold pain shoots through your veins, sharp and quick, but cleansing. You can feel your body opening up, filling with the promise of power as your ability to channel Source swells. The far-off connection fades, as do the screams. You feel empty, hungry, powerful.
Somewhat more roused, are you, Godwoken? It is such delicious vivication. Now, tell me, is there anything further in which you yearn to be enlightened? My master's identity is of no practical consequence in this matter. You need concern yourself with nothing barring the truth that my master always honors his vows. Your smoldering, half-demon pet can attest to that. She is the one that comes to me, helm in hand, in a sad attempt to beg and snivel her way out of previous and quite binding contracts. Alas, I am not at liberty to say more. My master values privacy above all else. He would not take it kindly if he discovered I had been indiscreet. My master has been troubled by the presence of the Void as it creeps ever forward, encroaching on areas in which he himself once ruled supreme. None more so than this island. There is a tree at this island's core which has special significance to my master. Think of it as hallowed, sacrosanct ground. But the black ring maggots writhe all about its trunk. And you will exterminate these termites. It is simplicity itself, in truth. Why, the only thing you truly desire, or certainly the only thing you truly need, I will reveal unto you the location of the Council of Seven. My master has dealt with many of your ilk, small-minded creatures with a hunger for power, out to save themselves or loved ones or the world, some fantasy or another. But all are willing to strike a covenant if it means their success. One was even willing to give up the location of this council to earn my master's boon. How felicitous that you merely have to spill a little blood to earn the same.
Surrounded, and the Advocate has us skipping stones.
Shh. Dark words should not sully those honeyed lips. All will be well.
Kill!
He has faith in them. That is all we need.
Stand back! Not a foot on these stairs. Whatever words you carry with you, they are warty with futility. I know you for what you are, a mere mouthpiece of deception. It is of no use. The Advocate knows the tree belongs to the ring. Oh, I can measure the vile depths of your prevarications by the very pulse of this bleeding forest. You lie. You lie. You lie. Steady as the heart, you lie. Bah! Most vulgar, most repellent deception. That seeks to bend the will with feeble force.
Excellent. The pestilence has been cleansed. Resume your business. My, you were rather more astute than my initial verdict. A stirring display of violence. As per our terms. The location...
The lizard leans in close, his rancid breath clogging your throat. As you look into the darkness of his eyes, you see an island. You see the winds that will carry you there. You see the way.
Now, Godwoken, we both have what we sought, and thus all guarantees of safety are expired. You need not fear me, but this island hides more dangers than my claws. I recommend you go. But should I find you broken on the beach, I will shed no tears. It is something of a relic. A relic that has had its spirit defiled by the Black Ring. Now, I have work to do. This place must be cleansed, it must be healed. And you must surely know that your welcome is wearing thin.
Can you feel it? The twisted pain. It's everywhere.
They didn't die quietly. How satisfying.
Teo Ruvola and Kree. Areno Rotomiso. Teo Ruvola and Kree. Areno Rotomiso.
Can you feel it? The twisted pain. It's everywhere.
They didn't die quietly. How satisfying.
Teo Ruvola and Kree. Areno Rotomiso. Eo ruvola an kri. Areno rotomiso.
They didn't die quietly. How satisfying.
Eo ruvola an kri. Areno rotomiso. Dear me, have you lost your path? Simply choose a direction and ambulate until you strike the shore.
The twisted pain. It's everywhere.
They didn't die quietly. How satisfying.
Once there, well, perhaps you should keep walking on that course. Hold your breath, and surely you will overcome the death fog's miasma.
The twisted pain. It's everywhere.
They didn't die quietly. How satisfying.
Good to be back. Good to be rid of that filth. Speaking of filth, I hear your half-breed got her answer.
Areno rotomiso.
I'm not the mongrel's keeper. It is not my hand on her leash. She left as you did your work here. I did not ask questions. You can ask. I will not answer. It is not your business.
Areno rotomiso.
The statue appears to almost hover above them. You are relieved of the part. Before you lies a primitive altar to the Seven, apparently constructed during a bygone era. Something about it appeals to you, a faint heat emanating from the stones, perhaps. Gentle heat warms your hand. The stones appear to be just that. Apart from a few faded red stains across the topmost slab, nothing unusual betrays itself. The air stirs, as though someone had appeared and taken a seat upon the altar. A voice rises around you, its source unclear. Fractured whispers surround you. God woken. The word flutters against your ear. You are my champion. You cannot fail. A jolting sensation pierces your heart. As the shock fades, you realize you've absorbed a modicum of source, seemingly from the air around you. The whispers shuffle away, and the air shifts. Whatever was here a moment ago is gone now. Four deer stand in formation near a crumbling altar. 3 stags, fawn-coloured and hearty, gaze cloudy-eyed at a great black skeleton glowing an eerie green. The 4 deer suddenly fall silent and stand stock still. The void-woken deer turns its head to you, great antlers glowing in the dappled shade.
Eat its eyes.
Up ahead, Paladins, the famous divine protectors of arcs. I wonder what they're doing here so far from home.
I shall not mourn till war is done. I shall not weep
Careful
while
now.
blood
That's a trap.
I'll hold my tears when weeping comes. Who shall avenge you, darling one?
Traveler, you are sick at heart and weary of limb. Come here, rest with me in the sun. Everything grows here, tall and strong.
Up to these days. Oh, hello there. A fine day it is, and the finest day for a wee saunter through the trees it is too. Not even any voidwoken left to spoil it. Oh, just the best. Just the bee's knees, really. I've made more money today than in the last month combined, thanks to a group of magisters who were in such a hurry they didn't have time to haggle. Whoa, not so fast. I do try to be nice about it and all that, but this bridge is Marge's business.
Since it is such a fine day, I can let you pass at a discount if you entertain me with tales of valiant void-woken battle. Otherwise, full price.
Resting his kindly face on steepled fingers, Marge eagerly awaits your tale. Wide-eyed, Marge nods in appreciation at your tale.
Now that is a story. For that, you can pass for a pittance. Over you go, and be sure to appreciate the bewitching views as you cross my magnificent bridge. I wonder what old Grog is up to these days.
Bears ahead! Honey bears, looks like.
Halt! The hounds smell sauce on you. Plenty of it, by the sound of them. Haven't got a collar for you. Damn it. I'm sorry, but I can't let you leave. Hounds, at the ready. Fine, fine. Do all the gallivanting you want. But if a hand goes snapping at your heels, I'm looking the other way.
Be wary. That hound has a nose for sauce.
I'm Dallas. I'm Alexander. You're the sauce.
Well, keep steady.
The carved figure is a resplendent...
Be by soon enough. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
This town looks peaceful enough. Let's find out if looks deceive.
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. Enthusiasm? On a weekday? My word. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen Godwoken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, Godwoken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Push your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, the metallic dial almost seems to wink at you. Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers falling within the mechanism let you know you entered the code correctly.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
Ancient runes, weird contraptions. This place is an alchemist's dream.
Come speak to me when you wish to proceed. And try not to break anything in the meantime.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken?
Meister Siever's stare bores into your soul. It is still, analytical, and ice cold.
Indeed, some people seem to think so. Mostly they're idiots, but in some cases they're mad dogs.
The Meister rests her hand on her arm where one of her wounds has just reopened. She squeezes hard, ignoring the trickle of blood running down her claw.
I pray you're more idiot than mad dog. It would be a shame to expend all this effort just to see you put down. I hope so, for all our sakes. To accept divinity is to accept responsibility for the lives of every person and beast that walks Rivellon. If granted divinity, You would have the power of all 7 gods at your disposal. You could heal any wound, pull islands from the sea, right any injustice. But make no mistake, the Divine has only one duty: to protect this world from the Void. The Divine cannot use his power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the Void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then inhale the smoke. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal, although you will need to sacrifice a little sauce along the way. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard, sauce in the glowing fountain, ritual in the tome by the bookcase, even an incinerator to provide a flame.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and drudene oil. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed. As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the depths of your own soul. Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of your own.
My chosen. Come. Come closer, so that you may see me as I truly am. Look me in the eyes.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color, then fade back into their accustomed spectrum.
Blind eyes. Shine brightly. Speak the spell and see. The
strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the god Ralik in all his spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you powerful. And now I've come to seek some power in return. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion. May as well make the best of what you have to offer.
Ralik nourishes himself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. To save us both, as a matter of fact. You must realize that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. We are I. Together we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the void, we stand no chance unless we become vastly more powerful than we are now. That means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension. It is a lake, a pool of pure source in which the powers of the Seven lie united. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. To bathe in the lake is to become our chosen. That is where the road to divinity leads, and you must be the first to reach it at all costs. I know. Or did you think I chose you for nothing more than our shared humanity? One must never enter into any endeavor, though, without realizing the stakes. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension, not to bathe in the source of the Seven, but to take it. All of it. Only he who claims everything will be everything. The void's doom. This world's liberator. Whatever for? The other gods will either bow to you or be undone. But of course, that is what they are saying to their own god-woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. One, at the expense of all others. So make no mistake, my champion. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with dead gods, their blood on your murderous hands. But don't let that dismay you, for these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence, to save your kin, and your loved ones, and the world they live in. I promise that yours alone will be the powers of the lake, and to the lake I will lead you. But not yet. Not until you've become a true master of the Source. Until you speak the language of creation itself. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a God-woken can, and wield its most powerful spell.
Hoarse laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
You flatter me, my chosen. But if all I had to do was give, you would have long since have received. Although I see that even without my help, you've managed to channel your Source in greater volumes already. Met with a master of the Source, did you? Very good. I have given you eyes that see the Source. Now I will give you the teeth to take it.
Rannick smiles, and you notice for the first time 2 vampire-like fangs glistening beneath his upper lip. A gulf of magic envelops you, and you feel a sudden, insatiable hunger for Source.
Go on. I'm here for you. Give in to your hunger. It is supernatural. Do not heed me or any other, only your own lust for power, just like a god should. Go on. Devour me. Feast upon me.
Though your spell tore through him like a spear through flesh, Rannick looks grimly happy, if haggard.
You speak the spell with brash ferocity, like I knew you would. My champion. Of course. Do you still not see? Do you still not realize there will never be satiety? Let me tell you the one truth about what it means to be a god. It is to be the lion in a world of lambs. It is about power. And power is not given, it is taken. With your all-seeing eyes and your all-consuming teeth, you can see the souls of the dead. And now you can feed from them to your hungry heart's content. So feed. For you will starve until you finally feast upon the Well of Ascension. Don't be coy now. Your hunger will soon outweigh your all-too-delicate feelings. Your soul must grow bigger still. Your inner self become a vaster expanse so that it may house divinity. There are more masters of the Source, more aspects of the Source to learn. The hunt continues. Just you hurry! Go, learn, and do not tarry. The void grows stronger with every passing hour.
You seem different. Tell me, what have you learned? Or has the smoke simply addled your mind beyond repair? Vampirism? As if killing a creature weren't enough, you should utterly destroy its soul too. A dark skill, but certainly useful.
The Meister slumps back in her chair, closing her eyes. Her breathing is shallow and ragged.
Very well then. But as you lack the glowing eyes of the divine, or the purpose of one soon to be divine, I trust you need more source. Thankfully, the Magisters have made our lives very simple. They carefully catalogued every sorcerer in this area, keeping careful records in their barracks. The gentle and weak were captured, collared, and shipped to Fort Joy. The powerful masters were deemed too dangerous or insane to confront, which means they may still be open to a teaching position. Do not look at me like that. I said it was simple, not easy. Now get to the Magister's barracks and find that list. You no longer have the luxury of time.